The eyes of the sports world were focused on Angel Reese in the WNBA, and Angel Reese once again proved
the drama surrounding Angel Reese ignited long before the game even tipped off. When she stepped onto that national primetime stage, one of the rare WNBA games broadcast live on CBS, the arena buzzed with anticipation. Under the floodlights, the eyes of the sports world were locked on Chicago, locked on her. Angel had become more than a player. She was a sensation. Met Gala guest, social media powerhouse, podcast host, and team centerpiece. On this night, she was expected to command, not just own the floor, but what happened next shattered expectations and rewrote the conversation. Before a single whistle blew, Reese was a headline. She entered the players' tunnel wearing an outfit that drew the lens of every camera, the chatter of every commentator. Her energy felt electric, her confidence palpable. She looked every bit the superstar. Social media exploded with images. One post said Angel's fit for the night is fire. Another proclaimed, this is the moment she's been waiting for. She was poised to back the buzz with brilliance. Yet, as the opening tip snapped the ball into play, Chicago's offense sputtered. Immediately, it became clear this wasn't going to be a showcase. Scores drifted into single digits. The shots didn't fall. Reese, the figure so many tied to this moment, didn't sink a basket until late in the first quarter. She wasn't just quiet, she was absent. And by the final buzzer, her stat line was more shock than splash. 4 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 brutal plus-minus of -20. In over 25 minutes on the court, that was all, and it was nothing. It's impossible to imagine, but this 4-point night marked the lowest scoring output of her career since stepping into the WNBA, on a national stage, live for everyone to see. The Chicago Sky didn't merely lose that evening, they were humiliated. A 79-52 final score wasn't a close call or a moral victory. It was a rout. And what hurt most, their 52 points, the franchise's lowest since 2011 came with no one reaching double digits. Not one Sky player found their rhythm, not one. That same night, the Indiana Fever, even without their marquee name Caitlin Clark, put on a performance that screamed cohesion, hunger, purpose. While Chicago played disconnected, the Fever attacked with energy. They scavenged turnovers, capitalized on misses, and played with a fire that hallmarked their identity. Kelsey Mitchell came out blazing, ticking off 8 first-quarter points and shooting lights out from the perimeter. Aaliyah Boston brought tenacious post presence. Arai McDonald, off the bench, ignited the crowd and the scoreboard with 12 crucial points. When Clark made a brief sideline appearance, she didn't just watch. She exuded narrowed-eyed intensity, not satisfaction. Chicago, on the other hand, looked lost. No chemistry, no identity. Their offense stalled so early that, by halftime, their point total barely cracked the 20s. Rotations were sluggish. The ball felt heavy in every player's hands. Missed layups weren't just mistakes, they were metaphors. Their misfires multiplied until they became the story. The defense, non-existent. Indiana's shooters drove through, gaps with ease. The Sky offered no resistance. Chicago's breakdown wasn't an isolated error, it was systemic. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, the talk of the league, appeared to drift. Her shots went flat. Her feeds were off. Her hustle failed to spark. If this was her arena, she forgot the way home. Comments from the booth echoed, "How do you get more rebounds than points?" Cameras captured her exasperation when she missed open looks, her hands going to her hips, head shaking in disbelief. It was more than a bad game. It was a betrayal of hype. It doesn't help that Reese's brand has grown bigger than her game. Off the court, she's everywhere. She's legendary already. On red carpets, podcast studios, fashion pages. But when the glam saturates her basketball play, critics pounce. You can't lead a team with Instagram alone. Leadership shows up on the court night after night. Not once for a photo shoot, and now the narrative is shifting. The hype is waning. The concerns are piling up. Is she really committed to basketball? Critics ask. For all her image capital, the loss and her performance threaten to undo the brand. currency. Fans used to rally behind her energy. Now they're demanding production. No one can ignore the comparison with Caitlin Clark. Yes, Clark sat this game out with injury, but she's averaging around 9 assists per game, meaning she's filling score sheets without even playing. That contextualizes Reese's 4-point night. The lesson is brutal. Presence matters more than fame. Observers note that this may have been more than a slump. The Sky's structure might be collapsing from missed offseason decisions, trading high draft picks, banking on veterans who aren't delivering, losing identity in the shuffle. On the night they needed to show growth, they regressed. Angel didn't spark them. The roster offered no spark. The coaching performance came under scrutiny too. Empty rotations, no adjustments, no plan B. Members of the Sky looked collectively defeated. Shots skipped off rims, passes were trapped, energy drained from their benches. Once nearly 19,000 fans were dancing and chanting, but by the fourth quarter those chants faded, drowned by the scoreboard. That night in the United Center, the crowd didn't feel betrayed. They looked embarrassed. Even more telling was how Indiana won. They didn't just overwhelm, they dismantled. Their system on both ends functioned like clockwork. They pressed, rotated, found shooters, hit timely screens. Their rotations involved everyone. Even role players connected consistently. When McDonald drilled a mid-range bucket after her third triple, the building stood as if to say, "This is how you play together." And the coaching. Interim coach Austin Kelly, previously seen as a placeholder, earned his stripes. His calm demeanor suggested confidence, the kind that infects a team. Timeout warnings were rare because they didn't need them. His rotation empowered players to flow with one another. Even without Clark, he delivered clarity. Contrast that with the Sky. Their coach looked frantic, signaling for isolation sets, standing perplexed on the sidelines, rotating in antiseptic minutes. There was a gaping discrepancy between locker room philosophies. Indiana said unity. Chicago said confusion. So, where does this leave Angel Reese? At a crossroads. Can the player behind the brand step up? Can she lead instead of post? Because right now, she's the poster behind a broken team. Social media fame won't save them from losses. National Spotlight nights demand performance. WNBA is evolving. Expectations are rising. The league deserves stars who produce, not just pose. And this remains Angel Reese's greatest test. Will she elevate, reignite, or will this night become the stain redefining her trajectory? The fight is on. And if she can tap into hunger again, show consistency, ignite that locker room, this could be the wake-up call that frames her future. But if not, she risks being recast from superstar to a cautionary tale. Great marketing, but failed delivery. And for Chicago, their franchise, their fans, their credibility, this was a reckoning. Are they a contender or a collection of branded personalities? Are they playing for glory or just for show? Indiana answered that. They played for team, for tenacity, for something real, and they beat a spotlight with fundamentals. That's the statement. So now we stand at a narrative crossroads. Angel Reese, rising star or fading flash? Chicago Sky, poised or powerless? The WNBA, evolving or evaporating? Let me know where you land. Are you backing Reese to bounce back, to turn this into a transformation story? Or do you think this national spotlight moment revealed who she really is? Flash on the surface, flame without fire. Hit the comments and tell me your take. If you believe in honesty over harmony, you're in the right place. Like this video, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe because we'll be here bringing you bold breakdowns when they matter most.